Beardos, weirdos, boils and ghouls. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, really haunted and his entire backstory. It's stolen. It is a recreation of somebody else's work and he doesn't credit them. With a little bit of luck, a friend of mine that was originally going to be making this video with me will have gotten a written statement from the writer, director, etc. of the original YouTube series that the entire story that Really Haunted is portraying has come from. As much stick as I have given the tit, I've always kind of been, hey, do you know what? At least he's, you know, at least he tries. At least he's got a bit of an imagination with what he's doing. And then I see I make a my house is really haunted, whatever shadow figure walk behind me when I'm doing an SS method, and Really Haunted's next video, he does the exact same trick with the exact same framing and has a shadow figure walk across his curtains at the back of his living room. Then he does things like calling the ghost a tit, obviously a little, hey, I know who you are, I'm watching. And then recently he was like, yeah, there's something outside my front door. It's just knocked the door. We better go and check. And then he looks dead down the camera and says, because you never know if there's some weirdos outside. Oh, we've got far better things to do than to hang around outside your gaff. That you told everyone where it was, by the way. Really Haunted, the SLS. I've debunked it. Kenny Biddle has debunked it. The Sheep has debunked it. Mr. Grey has debunked it. Purple has debunked it. If you want a proper scientific look into why it cannot work the way it works, then go and check out Kenny Biddle. Some of us in the debunking community have been screaming about this guy for ages. I have just this second finished watching an interview with Kenny Biddle and Crow of Judas about the DR60, and it is incredible. Very entertaining, and yeah, it kind of shits all over that particular device. And they do it respectfully, you know. Kenny actually says in there, you know, this is my opinion and it's backed up by scientific fact, but potentially maybe there could be something else to it, which is the right way to do it. Unless we talk about Really Haunted, because his sounds are overlaid and we've proved that. His Alexa not working, we've proved that. We've all questioned why his Alexa is never on screen, and then suddenly it's on screen and it's lighting up. Then I question why nothing expensive in his house is ever broken, and then 2 days later, his laptop gets obliterated by something being thrown at it. But he's already got a new one lined up straight off because he's already editing. Things like the kitchen stools, the sofas moving, they're never all in shot. There is always some portion of it that is blind to us. The dead pixel that gave it away. All of this stuff that people will say to me, hey, you're wrong. You're wrong. In my mind, you can't argue it, because it's not just me and some issue I have with Lee. This is numerous debunking channels, even other well-known ghost hunting channels. And remember, there's a difference between ghost hunting and paranormal investigation channels. Will say, nah, Really Haunted is fake. Really Haunted, nothing real about it. It's an embarrassment to us all. Even people that disagree with me don't like Really Haunted's content. So I had a message of a friend. And most of you will know who it is, but I'm not going to say his name because he wants to step away from... He's recently stepped away from this kind of debunking, debunking, I guess, under people's skin. He stepped away from that because he wants to be nice, he wants to be kinder to people, and I fully respect that. And he's going to do what's right for him, absolutely, and his audience are loving what he's doing. I, on the other hand, have tried a nicer approach, and I get bored. When he does it, I love watching. When I do it, I'm bored and I'm not happy with my own content. So he sends me a link. And he says, you need to watch this YouTube TV show and tell me what you think. And I was about 15 minutes through the first episode and I was like, this is Really Haunted. But it's done so well. And it's clearly a work of fiction. So the channel in question is The Poltergeist Diaries. 161,000 subscribers across 64 videos. Poltergeist caught on camera. The Poltergeist Diaries is an assortment of video blogs documenting paranormal activity. Email, copyright The Poltergeist Diaries, that's important. Poltergeist Diaries theme song, etc. This is a TV show, but for YouTube. It is very, very well edited. It is very, very well put together. The story is incredible. I have binge watched the hell out of The Poltergeist Diaries. Because Not just because Really Haunted has clearly stolen the inception of this program and made it his own and claimed it's real. I've binged watched this because it is so good. So what you need to do is go to the Poltergeist Diaries on YouTube. You then need to click videos and then click on oldest. And start from episode 1 and work your way across. And tell me how much of Really Haunted's story is used here. There are not many tricks that Really Haunted does that are not in with this. In with this TV show, in with this YouTube show. But you can see that Really Haunted hasn't quite got the knowledge to pull off some of the things that this does. For example, this here, you see a sofa being flipped over. And it's done so well. Whereas Lee just pushes it from the corner. Or Lee's on camera and somebody else will push it from the corner. You got to bear in mind, there are 3 people living at Lee's house, minimum. If the daughter is still living at home, that's 4 people living at that house. We only ever see Lee on camera. But what I want to draw your attention to is episode 6 specifically. And the reason I've jumped to episode 6 for you guys is this kind of encompasses the first 6 episodes of the Poltergeist Diaries. It also encompasses the first 2 years of Really Haunted's haunting. Now bear in mind, his story has changed. Lee from Really Haunted has suddenly, in the last year or so, been like, oh, it's a rock from Romania that has caused this. He's completely forgotten about the fact that he blames a Ouija board for his haunting. And guess what happens in the Poltergeist Diaries? Now I can't play all of this as much as I would love to, but I'm just going to pick out some highlights just from this one episode. And I want you guys to think, where have I seen this before? Now, this isn't just he finds a Ouija board. It's where he finds the Ouija board. It's some tricks that are done in this episode that you will have seen Really Haunted recreate badly over and over and over and over again. And the silent partner in this information is actually in contact with the creator of the Poltergeist Diaries. And we're going to be looking at getting a written statement that we can put out. What Lee has done is plagiarised this entire story and narrative, not given credit where credit is due, and claimed that it is then real for people to feel sorry for him and send him money. And that is ridiculous.
The people that lived here before us left in the middle of the night. They said this place was haunted and they couldn't take it, and they took off.
First things first, the camera shot. The camera held lower down, almost looking up at the face. Really haunted thing. Most of us paranormal investigators, we hold the camera a bit higher, looking down at us a little bit, or we'll put it on a tripod or a mount somewhere. But it's a very specific angle, dead straight on. It's quite an awkward angle to hold at. It's directly in front of you. It's unnatural, whereas out to the side you can hold the camera up for longer. So there's just that little bit, you know. But then the house alarm going off for no reason. Lee did this a number of times, and other channels sampled the sound, put it into search engines, and found the sound as something you can use from YouTube's audio library. It is the alarm sound that Lee uses is a German, I believe, a German house alarm. The tone and sound that he uses in his videos is not actually available by any alarm company in the UK.
Well, it's morning and I just slept in my car.
Anybody remember the episode where the banging and the alarms got so loud that Lee had to go and sleep in his car? Where did he get that idea from? Now this is getting a little bit more than coincidental, right?
Last night.
He has banging coming from his attic. So he goes into his attic. Oh no, what's he found there? Well, he's found a Ouija board in his attic. Lee found a Ouija board in his attic. Look at that! Sofa's being moved. Now, this one you can clearly see what caused it, because there's a dent in the back where somebody is clearly giving it a shove. But Lee can't do this because of his positioning of the sofa. So Lee hides by, or his wife or his children hide by the side by his front door, and they push it outwards from the corner instead of flipping it over. So Lee has done a... It's like if you ordered your Poltergeist documentary / movie from Wish. And there's a little shadow running across in front of the sofa. Did you see it? You probably did. If you didn't, we'll replay. We'll mute the sound, and we'll put this into slow motion. The camera is in the dark, and then he brightens the image. And there is a ghost running across his living room. Lee has done this trick numerous times, and then I did My House is Haunted Part 3. I did the same trick, but I did it going behind me, framed against the curtains at the back of my living room, and then Lee in his very next video, which was 2 days later, I think, did the exact same trick. The only thing he didn't do is use himself as the ghost. He used a green screen ghost off of YouTube that you can find. Literally, go onto YouTube and search for green screen ghosts. There's tons of them on there. Tons of them. And I've used them in a lot of My House is Haunted videos. Now, we will all remember Stacey being dragged out of bed on a number of occasions. Why wasn't it Lee that was dragged out of bed? Is it because Lee is a hefty bloke? I'm not calling him fat. I'm not insulting his weight. He's going to be hard to shift. For example, if I wanted to recreate that, Mrs. Geek is not going to be able to pull me out of my bed, no matter how hard she tries. If the roles are reversed, me being a big guy around the same size as Lee, I could pull Mrs. Geek out of bed with relative ease. Now, watch where this trick originated. And bear in mind, this is 10 years ago. That scene was so well done. There are things in there as a debunker that we look for. For a start, the TV was on, and there was that constant flicker off the TV even though it was on pause. It's to hide a mask and draw your attention from a mask. I still can't see exactly where the mask is in that video. It is that well done. Lee's not capable of that. She gets the camera in closer and makes sure there's a foot out of shot, or the end of the bed is out of shot, and then does the dragging. Now, Lee is in the bed on 2 of those occasions. He could have literally put a mask down the centre of the bed and been at the bottom. Or his son, you know, I don't know how old his son is. His son is potentially strong enough to have pulled Stacey out of the bed. But it is all stolen, plagiarised from a YouTube series from 10 years ago. For you guys, you have just seen the catch-up at the beginning of episode 6 and the big event from episode 6. And in 6 episodes, Lee has stretched out every scene of this show. All of the events of 6 episodes have all been played out for the last 2 or 3 years on Lee's channel. So not only is he conning and scamming his audience into believing that he is under attack, not only is he attracting people that are grieving, wanting to speak to the deceased loved ones, just horrible shit, you know? Not only is he doing all of that, but its entire conception is stolen from the Poltergeist Diaries. He doesn't credit the Poltergeist Diaries. He doesn't ever say anything about the Poltergeist Diaries. He has just outright, blatantly stolen this man's genius idea for a YouTube series that has been going for 10 years. Transferred it all over into real life, and then had the absolute audacity to then shoot down anyone that questions him, shoot down the debunkers, be like, these people are idiots, I am the prey, a lion doesn't prey with his food. All of these really ridiculous, stupid things that he does and claims. And it's all based off stolen content. Some of his tricks you will find in the Paranormal Activity movies, some of his tricks you will find in the Poltergeist Diaries. They are works of fiction, they are entertainment. He has taken those works of fiction, those works of entertainment, turned it into his own completely bastardized version, and then claimed all of it to have been his own. His own family under attack, him under attack. And while he's at it, you've seen his house get progressively nicer, the extension get built, the caravan get upgraded, the really nice garden that has been a lot of money has been spent on. All of that. Apparently he drives a very, very nice car these days. And he claims that he is not monetized. He doesn't do this for money. And I have Really Haunted fans in my comment section saying, hey, you're wrong. He's not monetized. He's told us he's not monetized. Let me just prove that wrong to you right now, this second. Lee's not monetized, right? Advert. That is an advert. For the most part, you have to be monetized to get adverts on your channel on YouTube. YouTube on occasion will put adverts on wherever they want because they own the platform on occasion. But every single one of this guy's videos.
VFly is a company that helps your YouTube videos go viral.
YouTube is the #1
advertisements. He's monetized every single video without fail. And for all of you that say, you know, why does it matter to you? What does it mean to you? This guy is a scam artist, a con artist. A number of channels have outed this guy for his Really Haunted company that took a lot of money from a lot of people to go to Chernobyl and other haunted places around the world. And nobody ever got their money back when those trips got cancelled. The reason that I go as hard at this channel is that when I say I believe in the paranormal, people point to Ghost Adventures, this guy Most Haunted, as, you believe that shit. It's not what I believe, it's not what my friends believe, it's not what other investigators believe. But then when I add to that and I read this guy's comment section, it's almost heartbreaking. People send him praise, people have sent him religious artifacts, gifts and money to help him with his haunting. Why would you extend a house and make a house look better that is that haunted? Why would you refuse the help of every paranormal investigator that has offered to go here? Why would you refuse the help of me? I have offered to take my channel down at one point if you could prove to me in person that your house was haunted. You could kill the biggest naysayer of your channel. You could kill his channel off, and you haven't taken me up on it. I then offered later again to come around and delete all of my Really Haunted videos if you could prove to me 100% and you will not entertain the idea. You just steal my ideas and put them into your own video with your odd little nudge nudge, wink wink, little digs like I'm scared of you. I'm not. All while scamming people, all while stealing every idea you have ever had from people with far more imagination than you will ever be able to muster. It is laughable at this point. It is a joke. And more and more and more often I am seeing people come into my comment section on older Really Haunted videos being like, you were right, I can see it for myself. Why doesn't he get the help? Why do we never see the priest? Why do we never see everyone from the family in this video, in his videos? And fair enough, maybe they don't want to be on video. I mean, his own daughter is quite well documented as saying, yeah, my dad makes fake YouTube videos. In his video from 4 days ago, scared the life out of me, jump scare warning. People in the comments are like, the ghost running past you scared me. It's the same trick I've just shown from the Poltergeist Diaries. Lee, the reason I call you a tit and the reason I go at you harder than anyone else is because of this. It is because of your blatant disregard for people's feelings, people's content, and people's ideas. You're a thief. You steal ideas, and then you have the audacity and the cheek to play them off as your own real haunting in your Really Haunted house. There is nothing real about this. Your SLS is a load of shit. Kenny Biddle can debunk that, has debunked that, and he's debunked it far better than I ever have. A number of debunkers have debunked every single one of your tricks. Not just in, we don't just throw up questions, we are giving answers. The SLS cannot work the way you state, the way you claim. You clearly watch what us other debunkers say about you and what we catch on you, and then you learn from us. We say things like, why does he never go up into the attic? And then suddenly you're going up in there, but we can see the cuts. We can hear the overlays. Your channel is a scam. And this video that I have put together highlights exactly how bad of a scam it is, where you have completely ripped off and plagiarized somebody else's work, claimed it as your own for emotional response. You truly are the worst of the worst. You're up there with Huff, Hope, and those ITC guys that have to wait until a celebrity draws their last breath and give it about 3 minutes before they're like, I'm doing a spirit box session. Look at the views. You're up there with these guys now. And I always said you were just under these guys because at least you're inventive, at least you're trying something new. And then to discover that your entire story is stolen from another creator that you give no credit to. Utterly, utterly wrong. And genuinely, Lee, I hope and I pray that the original creator of the Poltergeist Diaries, that has seen your content, that is aware of who you are, wants to take this further. Because YouTube is an American company, and the American copyright laws and the American laws are far different to what we do in the UK. And I think you're going to find yourself in quite a lot of trouble should this guy want to push. And I hope he does. I hope he sees this video and sees exactly what you are and what you do and thinks, I can put a stop to this myself. Because it needs to happen. And until that day, I will keep pulling apart your content. I will keep pulling apart your lies. And I will keep highlighting everything that you do. Because you are no different to Laney and Ben. Or what Laney and Ben used to do. The reason I go at channels like yours harder than any of the others is you emotionally manipulate people into feeling sorry for you, and you do it for money. Utterly wrong. So guys, probably the only really haunted video I've done where there is no comedy, no over dramatics, nothing silly from me. Just matter of fact, he has stolen his entire concept, and he has stolen it from somebody that is far more creative. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing on the little button down below. I do a lot of debunking, I do a lot of horror gaming, and I do some live streams where I read out your comments. We just have a little hangout. Anyway, much love to you all. Beardo out.